the great, terrifying green. The world for Pip had always been a warm, downy space, smelling of straw, soft dust, and the comforting, low-thrumming warmth of his mother's breast feathers. He was a sphere of yellow fuzz perched on two ridiculously thin legs, and his entire life revolved around the steady scratch of his mother, Henrietta, and the joyful, mindless pecking at whatever mote of grain the sunlight happened to catch. Today, however, the world had stretched. It started with a forbidden curiosity. Henrietta, a hen of formidable size and even more formidable patience, had been busy arguing with a grumpy turkey named Mr. Gobbles over a particularly shiny pebble. Pip, momentarily unsupervised, noticed a gap. It wasn't the usual dark, foreboding gap of the coop door, but a slice of light. A crack beneath the wooden fence post, just wide enough to let in a dazzling beam of the morning sun. It smelled like adventure. He took a step. His tiny claws, usually so adept at gripping straw, slipped on the smooth dirt. He took another. The scent was stronger now, a heady mix of wet earth, clover, and something vaguely metallic, like an old coin. With a final bracing peep of pure adrenaline, Pip squeezed through the aperture. He tumbled out onto the other side with a soft thump. The sudden silence was shocking. Gone was the familiar, chattering symphony of the chicken run. Here, the air was vast, the sky an impossibly high bowl of robin eggs blue, and the shadows were long, black, and sharply defined. Pip lifted his head, turning his pin-sized eyes upward. He was standing at the edge of the great green wall. It was a patch of unmown grass, a jungle of blades that towered over him, each one thicker than his own leg and swaying in the faintest breeze like hostile green giants. The grass was an emerald color, dazzlingly bright in the sun. He felt the cold dew soak the bottom layer of his fluff. "Mama?" he peeped. His voice, usually so effective at summoning food or comfort, sounded thin and pitiful, swallowed instantly by the vastness. The first challenge arrived immediately, a movement in the grass, a flash of glossy brown, a beetle. This wasn't one of the placid, slow-moving mealworms his mother occasionally offered. This was a creature of alarming speed and size, a segmented tanker truck of the insect world. It was rolling a perfect sphere of dirt twice its own mass across Pip's path. Pip froze. His heart fluttered a frantic rhythm beneath his breastbone. Peep, 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 peep. A desperate drum solo. The beetle stopped. It tilted its shiny helmet-like head, its antennae twitching, clearly sensing the small, warm creature blocking its route. It let out a tiny, high-pitched hiss that sounded to Pip like the steam engine of a coming storm. Fear cemented Pip to the spot. He knew instinctively that if this massive creature decided to roll its dirt ball over him, he would cease to be Pip and become a yellow smudge on the farmyard floor. He had to move. But which way? Back to the fence? He glanced over his shoulder. The gap looked impossibly small now, a black memory swallowed by the sun. He gathered all his courage, drawing on the memory of his mother's confident stride. He let out a loud, wobbly chirp, not quite a peep, not quite a proper chicken call, and darted directly under the beetle's massive body. He felt the rough, cold underside of the carapace brush the top of his head. He shot out the other side and kept running, not stopping until the smell of wet dirt was replaced by the cloying, sweet scent of dandelions. He collapsed, panting, among the yellow flowers. He was safe for now, but totally lost. The great green wall stretched around him. He craned his neck, trying to see over the grass. He needed a high point. He needed to find a way to see the familiar red roof of the coop. Just then, the ground began to vibrate. It wasn't a nervous flutter like his own heartbeat. It was a deep, resonant thump. 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 The sound was enormous, growing louder with every beat. It made the dandelion stems tremble. A vast shadow fell over Pip. He looked up, his terror momentarily forgotten, replaced by sheer awe. Looming over the fields, blocking out the sun entirely, was a colossal pink mountain topped with a soft, floppy curtain of what looked like rough brown rope. From the base of this mountain emerged a massive, gray, flat foot. It was bigger than his mother, bigger than Mr. Gobbles, bigger than anything Pip had ever imagined. The foot, the size of a small mattress, was descending directly towards his cluster of dandelion safety. Thump.